Hey guys, so it's Fleur here, and today on the Bride Force channel I'm going to be talking all about my top 5 eyeshadow palettes for weddings. And it's not necessarily like you need this eyeshadow palette for your wedding, but it's mostly ones that I would recommend for wedding day makeup and ones that work as well really nicely for everyday makeup. So whether or not you're doing your own makeup or one of your friends is doing your makeup, if you're having a professional makeup artist do it, they'll bring their own stuff. But if you're doing it yourself, or if you have a friend doing it, it's always nice to kind of buy a few things and then run up. And all the girls that I know that have done their own makeup, or that I've done their makeup sometimes, or their friends have, they've always bought lots of new things to do their makeup on their wedding day. And then actually it's really nice because you obviously have that makeup afterwards. Eyeshadow palettes are something that lasts a really, really long time. So it's definitely worth thinking about a palette as opposed to like individual eyeshadows and things like that. So anyway, they're 5 of my personal favourite all-time palettes anyway, so they work for whatever the occasion, but especially so for weddings. And I've also kept in mind, if you are doing your own makeup plus your bridesmaids, that they probably will be kind of 2-in-1 palettes and you can create more than one look with them. The other thing I wanted to mention was the fact that they are a massive range in prices. So they go from about £4 to £50. So starting off with probably my most favourite, and one that I think is really, really gorgeous for weddings, is the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. Now, Tarte is not that readily available in the UK. You can get it on their website or through QVC in the UK. If you're based in the States, they obviously sell it in Sephora. And this is my personal favourite palette from them. So it is a really beautiful, kind of rosy palette, but at the same time it has quite a lot of cool tones in it as well. So it's just a really nice kind of neutral palette, and it has some really pretty shimmers. It has 3 perfect dark matte colours as well. So what you can do is create almost like a smoky eye that's a little bit cooler, or you can create like a warmer kind of rosy eye. You can definitely like deepen it a lot with these 3 matte deep colours here, but then it has some very kind of like girly, lovely kind of a little bit more subtle colours as well. And also what I love is that they've included these kind of 2 here, which make for amazing kind of socket line colours. If you're kind of blending some of the shimmerier ones out and you want almost like more of a matte look as well, they're both matte, so they work really well for that. So I love this palette. It's around the £36 mark in the UK. Definitely worth the investment in general, but for your wedding, I think you could definitely do your makeup and your bridesmaids makeup with that and it would look amazing. Another one that is on a similar line but is a little bit more kind of out there in terms of some of the shades is the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. Now, Too Faced are really well known for their chocolate bar palette, which is gorgeous as well, but the chocolate bonbons I prefer because it's a little bit more mauvey, kind of pink toned. Again, I think that works really well for weddings, and these first 3 palettes that I'm showing you are quite rosy toned, and then I've got a couple of others at the end that are like more kind of coppery. So if you don't like rose tones, stay tuned to the end. Anyway, so as you can see, you get a ton of different colours in here, loads of shimmers, loads of mattes. You get some really gorgeous kind of deep colours. Obviously there's the 2 bright pinks, which you might not use for a wedding. The teal is beautiful, but again, you might not use that, and the purple. But everything else is very kind of neutral, very easy to use. These are super blendable as well, so if you're doing your own eyeshadow, they're really easy to work with, and it smells like chocolate on the plus side. So yeah, that's another one that I would 100% recommend. And then the last kind of rosy toned one is the most affordable. This is the Collection Matte Nude Rose palette, and if you have seen my bridesmaid makeup tutorial on this channel, you might have already seen this palette, and if you haven't, go and check it out because I show you how I like to use it to create a really kind of romantic kind of rosy toned eye, all matte. So if you want a shimmery colour, you're not going to find it here, but it's £3.99. Absolute bargain. You can pick them up in Boots, and the quality of the shadows really does rival that of the more expensive brands. It is just amazing. I love this palette. I can't speak highly enough about it, especially for the price. If you are on a budget, this is great. You could even buy a couple if you want to do your makeup with one and the bridesmaids to do that. Definitely saves trying to share a very small palette, but it is brilliant. 100% recommend that. And then for the 2 less kind of rosy, girly coloured ones, the first one is the NARS Loaded palette, and this is a lot more warm toned. As you can see, there's a lot of kind of coppery terracotta tones in there, but you've got a really beautiful gold, you've got a bronze, a kind of like slightly metallic grey. So if you want to go down a little bit more of a kind of warm, intense route with your eyes for your wedding day, this one is a really great recommendation as well. You've got some gorgeous matte colours. This is really great for blending. This one's really great for eyeliner. Kind of covers all your bases there. A little bit more expensive. I think it's £55. But again, the quality of the shadows is amazing and it will last absolutely ages. I've used that lots and barely made a dent. And then last but not least, if you want to go down a more kind of traditional matte eye look and you really don't want any shimmer and you want to keep it super natural but also quite traditional, if you're thinking of going along the lines of something quite vintage looking where you want a kind of sculpted looking eye, maybe with some liquid liner, my personal favourite recommendation for a palette is the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics. As you can see in here, you get 6 eyeshadow colours. They're all quite cool toned, but they're not too grey, so they work really, really nicely. You can also use them in your brows if you want to, so they're multi-use. Just a really, really good palette, and this kind of colourway will suit everybody because although it is cooler, it's not very cool. It's kind of a neutral, it's a neutral toned neutral palette of mattes, so that's a really, really good one and one which I personally use so much. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope it's helpful if you're thinking about doing your own makeup for your wedding or you're doing a friend's makeup and you're wondering which palette to buy. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe for more bridal content. We upload twice a week, so if you're looking for DIYs, bridesmaid try on, if you're looking for kind of wedding planning tips as well. I run this channel with my sister who used to be a wedding planner, so she's got lots of experience with that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it and I'll see you very soon. Bye.